one and all, and welcome to another episode of Break It Down. I am Chaya, your host, and I am here to break it down for you today. So this is the first episode of the year 2022, and what better way to start it at the beginning of Black History Month? So let's talk about Black pop culture icons. All right, so first up, we have my boy, Nick Nickerdoodle Cannon. Yes, that is right, Nick Cannon. So Nick recently revealed on his talk show, The Nick Cannon Show, that photos were leaked of his baby shower and gender reveal with former Wildin' Out girl, Bree Tiesi. Now, Tiesi, like I mentioned, is a former Wildin' Out girl, but she's also the former wife of NFL quarterback Johnny Manziel. Now, Johnny and Bree's divorce happened late 2021, and she found out that she was pregnant shortly thereafter, or maybe before, who knows? But anyway, Nick revealed on his show that Bree knew that she was pregnant during the same time that Nick and his son's mother, Alyssa Scott, were grieving the loss of their son, Zen. Now, Nick did not know how to celebrate the unexpected pregnancy with Bree and mourn the loss of his son, Zen. So he was warring with himself on how to do both. And clearly, social media could not wait to get in his ass. So unfortunately, Nick had to come out and apologize to Alyssa for causing any extra pain. And I'm sure that it had to be hard for her, but Alyssa came out and said that she's at peace after the death of her son. I know that it's hard to celebrate a birth while you're dealing with loss, but Nick has to do both because he's having multiple children with different women. So in this particular case, he got to juggle, literally. Even after he had came out saying that he was celibate, come to find out that he told his therapist that he was expecting another baby. And that's when the therapist was like, all right now, partner, I think you're doing too much. So she suggested that he be celibate, and he was. And he said that he held up that promise to his therapist till almost the end of 2021. So who knows? Nick may be making another announcement soon, or we may be seeing another show. But anyway, even though he said that it was hard and that some of the comments on social media were just too much for him to handle, I am praying for Nick and his family and his children and Alyssa, losing a child. That has to be so hard. So our prayers go out to you, Alyssa, and our congratulations go out to you, Nick and Bree. So next up,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
my girl Janet, Miss Janet, if you're nasty, Demita Joe.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Let me tell you something. I practiced that when Rhythm Nation came out every single day. Okay. Now, Janet came out with a documentary on Lifetime, Janet Jackson, period. And when I say that it was everything, it was a 2-part documentary that chronicled her from 2017 up until now. And my girl is fierce. Let me tell you something. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be just like her. And I literally got Jerry curls because I said I was going to be just like Janet. Now, I didn't look like Janet after I got them, but I got Jerry curls because I wanted to be like Janet, because that's when everybody was wearing the little curly curlies. Now, I will show y'all a picture, but I might have to hurt you because you might show somebody else. But anyway, Janet's documentary was everything, and it just shows just how much of a boss she is. But I'm not here to talk about the documentary because everybody was, covering the documentary. No, that's not the point. That's not the angle I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? No, sir. No, ma'am. My angle is my man, Jermaine Dupri, and how is it that he is able to walk God's green earth with his head held high, knowing that he was incapable of being faithful to my sister Janet? Let me tell you something. Besides the fact that I rewinded that Scream segment with her and Michael, because it was everything, Jermaine came forth and he said that, women approached him even harder and they wanted him even more just because of the fact that he was with Janet. Can we talk about that, my sisters? Now, I know that women have the capability to make the man just, because let's be honest. Barack said himself that he wasn't much of nothing, before Michelle. But Michelle shined him up like a pretty penny, made him get better shoes, made him fix that car with the hole on the bottom of it so that he can be the 44th president of these United States. And Janet was with Jermaine for 8 years. 8 years. My son is 8 years old. Okay. And during that time, he was not able to get himself together to be the man that she needed him to be, to spend time with her. She was literally asking him to spend time with her. Janet Demeter Joe Jackson was asking Jermaine to spend time. It does something to my spirit, because it's just like, if Janet couldn't do it, like, ain't no hope for me. You know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, Jermaine, you are not so deaf. You're so dumb. Dude, there's no reason she should have had to go and find and literally have to wait years, because she was with you for 8. So she had to wait years till she was 50 years old to have her child, Issa, with the now ex-husband. You know what I'm saying? So the only 2 gentlemen that were bold enough and brave enough and wise enough to know that Janet was a gem and they messed up was James DeBarge and Jermaine Dupri, because those were the only 2 that were actually there to do their confessionals, or interviews with whoever was doing the documentary or whoever was asking the questions. Those were the only 2. So Renee, who now wanted half by Renee, and the son's father, he wasn't there, but that was a different situation. However, I want to say that Janet, she never spoke ill of anyone, and she just told her truth. You know what I mean? And in telling her truth, this woman is so bomb, like she's just bomb and regal, that she literally protected snotty-nosed Justin Timberlake. Now, because of the fact that Black women, we always have to hold everybody up, hold everybody up and protect everybody. But who's protecting us? But that's another story for another day. But Janet literally took the brunt of that Super Bowl performance on her back. Literally got canceled by Coke. I ain't buying another Coca-Cola product, never. Unless Coca-Cola come out with an apology, because of the fact that they literally blackballed Janet for no reason. Janet literally exposed what they've been sucking on from when they was a baby. Like, they literally show that on TV. So, I mean, and it was literally for a millisecond. So you had to literally, if you blinked your eye, you wouldn't have saw it. But of course, she had to literally take the brunt of it. And she said, she came out, she protected Justin. And she even came out with another video saying, listen, don't mess with Justin. I told you we're friends. She literally come to his rescue. because she know we will come after him with the full force, you know? But even if she told him not to say anything, as a man, you should have came out and been like, no, I'm not gonna let you do this to Janet. I'm not gonna let you do this to Janet. Obviously, it was a wardrobe issue. It was not intentional. You know, this is something that she and I both should be. If anybody's gonna take the blame, it should be the both of us and not just Janet. Janet doesn't deserve this. But he didn't do none of that. She said, be quiet. And he was just like, oh. Now you want to listen. Now you want to pay attention and follow instructions. Anyway, so that just made me be like, to Justin, I was just totally annoyed and aggravated. You know, even though she did come out and she tried to save him. And she did. Still, how many years later, she's still over here trying to protect this dude. He a grown man, Janet. He a grown man, Janet. Anyway, the documentary is everything. And she is just lovely. She's lovely, she's talented, and she will forever be an icon. And she's still the bomb's icon. Bravo.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Next up, speaking of documentaries, my boy W. Kamau Bell did a documentary on William H. Cosby called We Need to Talk About Cosby. And it was a 4-part series, a documentary on Showtime, and it was not what you would think it was. So if you have not seen it, I encourage you to see it because it was not one-sided. It championed him, but it also talked about his discretions, his indiscretions. It's a charged situation. Let's put it that way. He interviewed some of the victims of Bill. He interviewed people that have worked with him. He's interviewed legal panelists, media personalities. I mean, it's just a plethora. It's a myriad of different interviewees that were in the documentary. And it shed some light on a lot of things that I wasn't fully aware of. But it also gave a nostalgic feel to it. So in one hand, you're like, dude is talented. Dude has done so much for his people. He's opened doors. He's a trailblazer in his own right, all that good stuff. But when you hear some of the stories from the women and how he's also admitted to basically everything that these women were alleging in depositions that were supposed to be sealed, it kind of makes you like cringe. It's cringe-worthy because how could you be such a great heroic devil? You know what I mean? It's just like an oxymoron. It's just like, oh, he's great at being a devil. Cliff Huxtable, genius. Fat Albert, genius. I literally grew up in the Fat Albert era. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the 80s and the 90s, these are, and Cosby Show and Different World, these are shows that are like, they're iconic. I can't even say anything else. Like there's certain episodes that will forever go down in history. There's certain episodes that will always recite or, say a line from it because that's something that is just like known to, especially like in Black families and in Black circles. Everybody knew and loved Cliff, Claire, Sandra, Theo, Vanessa, Rudy, Denise. We all love these characters. And, you know, they were like Black excellence personified. You had Dr. Huxtable, who was an OBGYN. It's kind of weird that you would choose, or kind of sadistic that you would choose that profession, knowing that there are cases that are out there, or articles that are out there accusing you of rape. And out of all of the disciplines you could choose as a doctor, you're going to choose an OBGYN. Just something to make you go, right? But then you have Claire Huxtable, that was just the legal mind and the tenacious lawyer that she was. You know, she would just read, write, and erase you with such elegance and such class. That was what the Cosby Show was. You know, you can't negate the impact on the culture that it's made. But then you can't negate the fact that this nigga turned. It's bad. But W. Kamau Bell, I think, has done an excellent job in telling all sides, you know, from a legal aspect, from a personal aspect, from a business aspect, from a predatorial aspect. It was definitely deep. It was definitely deep. Now, when you know the nuances of this particular case, which Kamau broke down, it's not even a matter of innocent until proven guilty. It's not even a matter of that. It's more of the DA cutting a deal with him, and then a new DA saying, no, I'm not going with that deal. And then the Supreme Court getting involved because the new DA went against what the original DA did. And he ended up getting released on a technicality. So he wasn't proven innocent. He was released because of the fact that the new DA wasn't trying to adhere to the same deal that the original DA made with Cosby, because Cosby admitted a whole bunch of stuff in that deposition, and it was supposed to be stricken from the record. So he could have said that he did a mass murder of 14,000 people and he would not get penalized for it, according to the first DA. But when that second DA came in and was just like, say what now? What you trying to do? What? With who? And he did what? Nah, B, he going to jail. And that's when they arrested him. But then obviously Cosby's lawyers knew that there was a deal made with the previous DA, and the new DA did not adhere to those deals, and the Supreme Court sided with Bill. That alone should tell you the justice system and the legal system, especially with the amount of women that this was done to. I don't know. If you watch it, you definitely take notes, because he didn't get no shim-shammy people. He didn't get Pojo and them from off the corner to do interviews. He got some serious heavy hitters when it comes to media, journalism, the law. You know, he got some people that knew what they were talking about. So it's called We Need to Know. We need to talk about Cosby. Anyway, next up is Whoopi Goldberg, since she has stuff to say. But she also made some comments about the Holocaust. And ABC suspended her, even though she apologized after the comments that she made. It says that she misspoke and she should have said so forth and so on. So the comment that Whoopi made basically said that the Holocaust was not about race. I'm not sure why she would say that. I'm thinking maybe she said that because of the fact that the hue or the skin tone of the people that were the Nazis and the skin tone of the people that were Jews were of the same hue. I'm thinking that's why she may have said it, but yeah, Whoopi, I don't know, because clearly we could get into the whole um Judaism being a religion, but because of the fact that, you know, as I am Jewish as well, hence my name, because of the fact that a lot of society now deems the being Jewish as being a race when it's technically a culture, a religion, you know, technically. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form backing Whoopi on her comments because I don't think that she really thought that through before she said it. But that's the only way that I can think of why she would say that. And you know, when you doing live TV, a lot of times you are thinking something and you're thinking that it may come out in a way, but then when you hear yourself back, you be like, ooh, that's not what I meant when I meant to say. But when you're doing live, you know, you got to be on your toes at all times. And sometimes you say stupid stuff. And this because, you know, just like a lot of people should not say certain things about being Black. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got the master's degree or the PhD in Blackness, hush. If you ain't got the PhD in Judaism, don't you say nothing. You know? And I just think that she got caught up, but she got suspended for 2 weeks because the head of ABC said she needed to have some time to reflect on the statements that she made. Of course, McCain came out doing an op-ed about Whoopi, you know, and about the statements and that, you know, she's been working hard, you know, for against anti-Semitism. Yeah, Megan, shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up. Just shut up. You know, I don't even understand why she's even relevant, but you know, a lot of, you know, celebrities came out. You know, Deborah Messing had a statement, you know, saying that she was so hurt by Whoopi's comments. And I'm sure Whoopi's going to have the opportunity to say exactly how she feels and what she meant by what she said. And maybe it makes sense. Maybe people accept it. Maybe people don't. But when you go so hard to crucify somebody that said something and then apologize, you know, shortly after for the comments that they made, you know, sometimes you got to give people a little grace because none of us are perfect. Now, if this is a habit or if this is something that you do on a regular basis and you just spewing out dumbness because it's a Tuesday, then that's something different, you know. But if this is something that you said and it just, you know, is live TV, so sometimes, you know, stuff come out that you didn't mean, okay. But you can't beat up and crucify everybody that make a mistake because then that means we will all be dead. Because ain't near none of us perfect. Near none of us. Okay?
Message.
True. I say stupid stuff all the time. But anyway, Whoopi, you got about a week or so to get it together. So, you know, I hope you got your statement ready for when you get back on air. I'm sure you are working with the best writers to make sure you say the right thing at the right time. But anyway, so last but not least, my girl Riri, bad girl Riri, Rihanna, and ASAP Rocky, who knew, are expecting their first child together. Now they're both 33, and if I must say, I thought that ASAP was a temp position, but clearly he said he's making this a permanent situation. So, because Rihanna has been connected to a few very high net worth people. So when ASAP came on the scene, their relationship was public in May of 2021, and they're expecting their new baby. As she said, how the gang pulls up in Black History Month. I thought that was sweet. She revealed her pregnancy at the beginning of Black History Month. So I thought that was kind of cute. Bad girl Riri. She deserves to be happy. She deserves love, and she deserves a beautiful family. She does so much for people that a lot of people don't even know. And just knowing the fact that she's welcoming a little baby boy, a little baby girl into her life is, I'm very happy for her. When kids come into your life, it's like sunshine and rain all at the same time, because you see the sunshine and you see rainbows and you're just like, oh my God, my baby, my baby, my baby. But then you're like, oh my God, this world is crazy. So if you have people like Rihanna bringing kids into the world who does so much for people, maybe we got a shot at making this a better place. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to teach my kids how to be good stewards and good citizens. Not everybody does, but if more of us do, and more of us require more from our young people, then I think we have a shot at being a better world. Other than that, that's it for today's Break It Down. You know me, I'm Chaya. If you're Jewish, you say Chaya. But that is it, and I will see you next time to break it down. Check out this never before seen footage from Up for Debate.
Your brother's haggling capabilities are second to none.
And they get it from my dad.
Whereas my negotiating skills are absolute
Trash.
They're not as
Garbage.
disrespectful as my dad. My dad is super disrespectful negotiating. Like, you walk into a car dealership, car be 50,000. My dad will be like, I'm giving you 18. And he'll be dead serious too. Like,
And they looking
like 50. Man. 18, man.